Hi class, and we're back with lesson 14, comparing mean and median. You'll find that this lesson's pretty short. I don't do all the activities because it just doesn't really work in this facet, in this format. But you'll have extra time to practice with Khan Academy if you want to get more practice there. All right, so we'll get started with the first activity, which is about the heights of presidents. And I'm going to go ahead. They're wanting us to agree or disagree with statements. So I'm going to color my agree statements green. That means I agree with them. And my disagree statements red. And you might want to pause the video first, do the 5 questions down below here, and then see if you agree or disagree with me on this. And that might give you a little bit of practice because this is not new information. It's just more comparing and understanding the information that we've already learned. Okay, so it says the median height of the first 22 presidents is 178 centimeters. So looking up at the first 22 presidents, remember, median has to do with the middle score. So we can count from the lower or the top end of it, but we can count 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the median would be in between those two scores at 178. So since that is something that I agree with, I'm going to color that one green. Yes. Number 2, it says the mean height of the first 22 presidents is about 183 centimeters. So median was that middle score, but mean is the balance point to make all of the scores be similar or equal. And when you think about that, you can add all the scores up and divide by 22, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to look at what we have here. I'm seeing that there's some symmetry. Okay, but then we've got some lower scores here than over here. They're saying that 183 would be the balance point, so that'd be like around here. But I'm seeing more scores in the lower range that would drag this mean down a little bit. I think that the mean would be closer to like 178. So I would disagree with this statement. I don't agree that that would be the mean. Okay, number 3. A typical height for a president in the second group is about 182 centimeters. So looking here, kind of saying that this is the typical height. And looking across all the scores, I do see that there's a lot of scores clustered in this area. So I would be okay with agreeing with that one. So let's go ahead. Remember, typical isn't like you don't have to go through a whole adding and dividing and all that stuff. It's just more you're eyeballing it. Okay, number 4, U.S. presidents have become taller over time. Well, looking at this information, here's the presidents, the first 22, and here's the second 22. There's a lot of presidents that fall in the lower range here for like shorter in the first 22 compared with how many would be in that same exact range. So I would agree that more presidents in the second group are on the higher end of it. So that would be an agree for that one. And number 5, it says the heights of the first 22 presidents are more alike than the heights of the second 22 presidents. Well, I'm going to change my color there because look, there's a range that's much greater. We've got from 163 centimeters all the way up to 193. So that's a pretty big range from here all the way to here compared with this range coming from here to here. It's just a longer span, so that's going to be more varied. The top one is more varied. Lastly, it says the MAD of the second data set is greater than the MAD of the first. Remember, the greater the MAD means more variability. Well, this one's not going to have a lot of variability compared with this one. So I will disagree with number 6 because that one, it doesn't work with the data. Okay, so we're going to skip part 2 and part 3, and we're actually going to go straight to the summary for this lesson.